Hey there, quick update then. I wanted to briefly cover the change I made to my AdWords campaign. So in the last video, I made reference to some issues that I was having with the clicks that weren't going anywhere on my site. So somebody would click one of my ads and then they wouldn't actually do anything. They would essentially leave immediately. And I'm not paying a ton per click at that point. 76 cents, I think, was my average bid. But that's still, for me, a lot of money to just be throwing away. And so at the end of that video, I changed my keyword strategy to go from what we call broad match to phrase match. And as far as I understand, that just means you have to actually have part of this phrase in a search. I believe exact match means that you need to search exactly for that. And that may be something that we can deal with yet, but for right now, I think phrase match, so that that phrase at least has to be somewhere in the search, is probably a good thing. And mainly, again, because I picked what I think are decent keywords. I think now the cases where there'll be an accidental click or a click where my ad didn't actually make sense for that user, which is why I think those other clicks were, or at least that's what I'm hoping they were. Hopefully those will be lessened now. So if you search for the best web form software, this should hopefully show one of my ads. The problem with this, or at least I should say the challenge with this, is that when I made that change, my impressions have gone down to like 0. So previously, I had those little warnings, as you may recall, about the status of my keywords usually being below first page bid, and that would basically tell you where the ad's never going to show. But yet I was still getting impressions, and I think the reason why is because the system was just shoving me in places where I didn't belong at all in terms of like the matching of the keyword. So changing your keyword strategy like this is going to lessen the impressions. I'm just surprised by how much they've lessened. So as you can again see here, I've been active since 8 this morning. It's about 4 in the afternoon, and I've had 0 impressions for all of the most popular keywords. And so to counteract this, then you really don't have any choice but to increase your max cost per click. It seems like what happens is when you have a broad match, even if you're below the first page bid, you'll still get shown every now and then. But if you go to this phrase match or an exact phrase match, now you have to bid these higher amounts. At least that's my experience, and that's certainly what these impressions would show. So I'm sure it's a game that they like to play. I guess, maybe I would start getting shown, but for now, I really don't have a choice. So here you go. You just have to start bidding more. Of course, the trick with this is if I still have clicks where this doesn't go anywhere, that is a heck of a lot of money for me to be essentially throwing away. You hope that with all the brain power behind this system right here, they're going to be finding actual valid users. And so it's up to me to make sure my site loads fast and has relevant ads, but hopefully it's up to Google to make sure that they're not allowing fraudulent clicks to come through, because this is really expensive for somebody like me. So that's where we currently stand. We now have this exact phrase match. I think the next thing we're going to try is in a couple days, we're going to take a look at our impression numbers now that we have this this first page bid hopefully working. We'll see what those impression numbers are, and then we'll probably start adding some keywords as their little system keeps bugging me to do so right here, to see if we can't better match this. And I think it's also worth playing maybe with even doing more like exact phrase match and phrase match keywords, just to see if we can really kind of hone in on people that are searching exactly for what I provide. So we'll see how that goes, and follow up in the next episode.